I returned to Sanur this year to see a coastline punctuated not by sunrises, but by cranes and unfinished buildings. What was once calm and familiar, a stretch of beach and fishing boats, is now the frontier of the government's Special Economic Zone strategy. As these sterile beams rise, I wonder, is this progress, or are we losing something irreplaceable? But who am I, as a tourist, to ask that question?
So although the Taman Festival Park is closed, the ticket office is still open and it's a 20,000 rupiah charge to come in.
I remember coming here years ago. It was peaceful, intimate. Now it feels like a construction site, as far as the eye can see.
Scattered across Sanur's skyline are half-finished shells, investor dreams frozen in concrete. These ghost towers remind us that ambition alone doesn't guarantee completion or benefit for locals.
Before we start today, I might get a bit of trolling on this episode. I'm just the messenger. It's really just a conversation I thought I'd have about the development in Sanur. So I thought the best place to start would be here at Taman Festival, the abandoned amusement park. And my aim was to just understand what's being built, who's building it, who it serves, is it for locals, is it for tourists, and just get a general overview of where Sanur's going. Let's have a look at the construction or destruction of Sanur in 2025.
Once Sanur's abandoned theme park stirred local legend. Now it's empty, graffitied, decaying.
The Taman Festival Park, a $100 million project in the 1990s that never got to completion. It now sits here for a $2 cover charge to come and look at the ruins. And I suppose this is where I'm looking at this week. I see buildings being built down the Sanur beach walk that look like they're not going to be completed. And the question is, who's benefiting from this? Is it the rich? Is it external foreign influence? Because I'm pretty sure it's not locals. These buildings, they've been here for 35 years. No one lives here. It's just empty space, ruins. You ask locals and they say project delay, but I think we all know the truth. This one's not coming back. Is it like some of the other ones, like the new Magnum? But the truth, this one's not coming back. So $100 million, 35 years. I paid my $2 to get in, see the ruins. I think it's going to take a while to get that money back.
Here at Sanur's new marina, sleek yachts mingle with ferries bound for Instagram famous Nusa Penida and Nusa Lembongan. New dreams afloat. This new pier processes 26 fast boats daily, ferrying visitors to cliffside selfies, yet for locals, it's more than tourism. While the marina may look glamorous, beneath the surface lies questions. Is there still room for Sanur's fishermen or Sunday locals?
The Super Marina, completed late 22, early 23. 26 docks for super boats, boats going out to Lembongan, Nusa Penida, all the new Instagram tourism. Not truly part of the new special economic zone, but a precursor for it. I see its purpose. I can see that there's going to be a lot more tourism going outside of Bali on boats from here. But I wonder what the fishermen who used to be here, the locals that used to fish this beach, I see some down the end I'm going to go have a look at. What do they feel about this area now as a new marina? Or does that not matter? I don't think waste collection matters. Obviously the dollar is in the tourism going out, not what they see coming in. Barracuda, good fishing here? Yeah. I asked the question, but no one wants to be on camera, on whether or not the fishing was better here before or after the marina. To be quite honest and fair, I suppose, having a world-class marina in Bali, getting on boats at a marina to go out to Lembongan, possibly Lombok, Penida, etc., as those travel branches go further, is worth it. The structure itself looks like it's been built pretty well. I'm not sure why. I was at Seragan Island a couple of weeks ago, and there's a special economic zone there, building Southeast Asia's next biggest marina. But this one here, I can see that it does have good usage. It will employ a lot of people, and probably the safety record of getting on and off boats to those islands is a lot better getting on at a proper marina. Not sure about the other end, but at least at this end, there is a little bit more safety. The Sagara Beach Walk, once populated by small warangs, cheap warangs that were frequented by a lot of locals and expats and the odd tourist that was heading down to the marina, now being developed, demolished into new upscale cafes, restaurants. Not sure where this one's going to lead. I can see about an extra 30 down the north end, and there's already about 20 open on the southern end of the Sagara Walk. It's a completely new demographic aimed at a different market, but it's not the original local market that used to be here. Another example of, is this great for locals? I assume it'll benefit people with more jobs. There'll be more domestic tourism down here. Interested to hear your opinion. suppose it's a bit like t-shirt shops and souvenir shops. If you're going to build one, you may as well build 50. I don't know how many of these are going to be full or useful. I see the new ones down here that are up and going, but you're between the marina and the Bali Beach Hotel. I'm not sure how many tourists come here, or domestic tourists, but I know the prices have doubled, so I don't think you're going to get the locals, the Balinese locals, the Sanur locals, that used to frequent this area. It looks like it's bakery, coffee shop, pizza. It's all here. But let's be honest, if we're going to look at both sides, if this was your town, your village, your city, and you had a new beachside development with cafes, as a class that could come here, would you not be happy with this? Because this place is quite full with locals, or at least domestic or Dempasa people. But there is a crowd here, and most times I've been down here, it is full. But I opened this whole segment with, who am I as a tourist to judge or to question the development in Sanur? It's really up to the Balinese, the people of Sanur. Is this what they want? It's got to create a lot of jobs. It's going to create income. But my question in my head is, will that be to the right people? So I've had time to sit down and reflect, grab a nice cappuccino and a cheesecake and a bottle of water. I think it came to about $10. I thought, that's pretty expensive for a local. But then I sat back and I'm looking at the view, and I'm thinking about in my hometown, if I was at a cafe, sitting at the ocean, it's hot, there's a breeze coming through, I'm looking at Jukungs, there's still Bali there, I'm looking at Mount Agung, which is out today, I'm watching the ocean, I'm seeing Bali. If I hadn't been to Bali before, this is perfect. So am I the problem that I want Bali to be what it used to be and not what it's becoming? But when you sit back and reflect and look, this isn't too bad. But still that question, who's it for? Not locals, or is it? I first started coming to Bali in 1984. I remember coming to Sanur, and it was tranquil, it was peaceful, the beaches were just bliss. But now it looks like a construction zone. This is the special economic zone where the Bali Beach Hotel is. 41 hectares, $10 trillion worth of work for what looks like a new class of Indonesians to enjoy. And that's a dilemma that I have in my head. If this was in my country, in Australia, we'd probably be praising the development. We'd be saying this is what we deserve, we need modern, but could we afford it? And that's the issue I have here. Is $10 trillion worth of infrastructure going to locals, or is it for us tourists, for future medical expat healthcare? Who's really benefiting? But at the end of the day, is this not about Sanur? This is the Indonesian Economic Special Development Zone. So is this for a country to grow, to populate, to prosper? Are Sanurians just the byproduct? Time will tell. Walking along here, you can almost hear the concrete set. But it's not temples, it's not schools, it's not roads. It's shopping malls, it's conference centres, it's hospitals, it's progress. This stretch of beach, known for its calm seas, flat ocean, great swimming, laid-back atmosphere. This is the original site of the Bali Beach Hotel, which was the Bali Intercontinental back in 1966, the first 15-storey high-rise in Bali, which subsequently the rules were changed, but it's ground zero for development. Standing here, it's easy to see how Sanur has transformed, from the grandeur of the Bali Beach Hotel to the Meru that's behind me. The opulence, the style, it's gone up a couple of notches. But Bali, and Sanur in general, has stayed the same underneath. The Bali Beach Hotel was Bali's first 5-star hotel and has played a pivotal role in the development of Bali from day one. Walking around the new exhibition centre, it's there for meetings, incentives, conferences, exhibitions. 3,700 square metres, houses 5,000 guests. This is the new international tourism of Sanur. This centre definitely brings international opportunity, but at what cost? There's going to be a huge influx of tourists, but the dollar spend is going to be quite high, which is exactly what the government needs and is requesting. So it serves its purpose, but will that trickle down to everybody? So I can't get in there at the moment, but this is the next stage going up in the special economic zone, right behind the Bali Beach Hotel and in front of the hospital. Depends which way you look at that. It's the new Botanical Gardens. So when you come through these streets, and these streets look very much like the back streets of the Nusa Dua resorts. When you drive through here, you'll have Bali Beach Hotel on your right, the hospital on your left, and then the Botanical Gardens. Quite impressive back streets. The Sanur Special Economic Zone promises world-class medical facilities with the new hospital, 43,000 jobs, billions of dollars of infrastructure. But what's the cost of really coming to the hospital? Do you see local Balinese, not even Sanur, but from all across the country utilising this service? Or is this just medical tourism? And if it is there a problem with that? It generates jobs, it generates income. But what are the facilities like for Balinese or general Indonesians throughout the archipelago for their medical services? Is there a huge gap between what is being spent on foreigners and expats compared to what's available for locals? As I walk through here, it's evident to see the hospital's expanding, there's clinics going up everywhere. Even on the right-hand side, the Grand Inner, that's all being demolished. There's new construction, there's signs for residential apartments coming soon, resorts. Watch this space, because I think there's a lot more to come in the special economic zone. And now we're at Bali Icon and the new Magnum development. It's been sitting stagnant for the last 6 months. I don't know, will it become the next Taman Festival Park? Be abandoned 35 years later? I'm not sure. I think I read something, today's the 30th of June, and I read by the 30th of June there's been new contracts signed. Although the crane's gone down, it looks like the development may be continuing. But let's just watch that space. But this is the development. This is Bali, this is Sanur. This is watch that space.